They call her the queen of bridal, but Melissa Sassine's legacy goes far beyond the bridal chair. She's the makeup artist behind thousands of unforgettable moments, the educator who's shaped a generation of artists, the founder of an admired cosmetic line, and now the visionary skin specialist behind the beauty destination where skin, face, body and soul are nurtured with intention and care. A woman who saw what beauty could be and built it from the ground up. Melissa, welcome to the Untold edit.
Thank you so much. That was really beautiful.
That's what happens when you build something so iconic.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Are you excited?
I am very excited. I'm very happy to be here with you today.
Thank you so much. And thank you for being here.
Oh, congratulations. This is awesome. And I feel very honoured to be one of the first few for you to interview.
Thank you so much. Are you ready to go back in time?
Let's do it.
Let's go back to the early days. What was young Melissa like in school, at home?
Young Melissa. Mum always said I was a good child at home, really easy. My upbringing, a few things haven't changed, like my love for food, my love for family. Growing up into, say, the primary school wasn't my favourite years. And, you know, just trying to discover myself and feel accepted and fit in had a huge role with my upbringing, especially around the primary school era. So I experienced a lot of bullying at that age, but I feel that because of my upbringing with my family, it was such a loving home, I had a level of resistance from such a young age. So as I continued to grow and then enter high school, I then started to discover myself, started to meet different people, and then I've kind of found a group of friends where I felt accepted. So I went from being a really shy girl to an extrovert, in my first, say, 20 years of living. And, here we are today.
Would you say the bullying started because of the the cultural difference that you had in Australia, being Lebanese, and was this one of the reasons?
Most definitely. And I think it's because, I'm an 80s baby. I was born in 1982 and I started school in 86 or 87. So I remember being in 1988, I changed 2 schools. So, just in my primary school years, I changed 3 times. And it was because Mum and Dad were also figuring out where they're going to live. And, Mum had only been in the country for 5 years. And, once they found some stability, I started at a school where being Lebanese was a minority. I think there were 3 of us in my class. So it was a really small percentage. And the lifestyle of the other kids around me just didn't fit with what, how I was brought up and my values. So I did definitely struggle. My appearance was different. The food I was eating was different. And, it was that era where there were a lot of sleepovers. I wasn't allowed to go. A lot of sporting activities.
It's always no to sleepover.
Yeah. It was, and I get it now because I'll be the same with my kids. But it was like in the 80s, I remember, kind of 80s, 90s, I remember it was challenging because I just didn't fit in with, my other peers that were in my class. So, there were a lot of hurdles that I was trying to keep trying to jump over, and I just felt like I kept falling flat on my face.
So do you think this gave you a different kind of strength to how you now show up, everything you've been through?
Absolutely. I was quite a reserved person, quite shy, and then I became an extrovert because I found a group of friends that accepted me. And, fast forward till today, I am the person I am because of my life journey and all parts of my life from when I was, under 10, under 20, under 30, under 40. I've now passed the over 40 bracket. So it's definitely shaped who I am. And although there's been a lot of lessons learnt, I don't regret or like to look in the past to say I wish I did X, Y, Z, because it was part of my learning experience and developing my character to who I am today.
We know that bullying is something that a lot of people face. And at some point in life, everybody has that phase of bullying. I don't think anyone can get away with bullying, no matter how big or small, but even just a small tease or like
a comment that sticks.
Yeah. But the thing with bullying, it's a bit difficult because it can take two different turns.
Mm-hmm.
It can take that negative turn where the child is unable to cope it, does not have enough support at home or the people around him to strengthen that inner, resilience in him. And it might end up in a really bad way. But also, bullying can take the positive turn where that person can take that weakness and turn it into a strength.
Yep.
What would you say is the most important factor for a child to have that will determine which road they will take?
That's a really good question. And I love that you've asked me that because I think part of what you said answers that. So family love, just having that family support and, this is my experience. My family always loved us unconditionally. Home was always a happy place. So even though it was a safe place, that's right. So in saying that, I think how I grew up is different to how others are growing up now. There's no outside, distractions. Whereas with the accessibility to phones and social media now, it doesn't matter how much love a parent gives a child, they're so exposed to so much that it can consume a lot or kind of take over any positive that families are bringing into the home to their children. So
the influence is way greater than what they have at home.
Yes, which is scary because I think about it all the time now that I'm raising my kids. So to answer your question, not having that influence, I think, was so much easier for me to be able to turn a negative into a positive. But I see how this generation is, the distractions are overriding all the positives that parents are doing. So, as a parent to young children now, George and I are just adamant that we're not going to get them iPads or phones for as long as we can so that they don't have access to online.
But it is hard because they're going to look around and see their friends, and I'm sure all of their friends have the accessibility to iPads, tablets, phones. So they're going to feel very outcasted.
You're right. So I think it's not that they're not going to have access to it at all. Like we still have our phones. We still have given them, our phones if we go out for dinner and, they want that 15 minutes of downtime. Correct. More like controlled rather than just sit in your room, stay on, your iPad or TV or, I think you nailed it. Under control as much as we can. I'm not saying that's the right answer. I've just seen the impact it's had on young children around me in our family and how socializing is a weak point for them at their age. Whereas I remember as children, our parents used to teach us to shake hands and say hello and look at someone in the eyes, where I just feel like it's missing from this generation. Kids do not know how to greet someone without, or they don't even know how to take their head out of an iPad or a phone or whatever it is, and they get angry.
Yeah.
They're just really distracted by being told what to do by their parent. You know, a lot of the times I think back when I was a kid, if my mother had asked me to do something and I didn't do it, we probably copped a bit of a backhander, you know, like, and I know that's not acceptable either, but
from
it's
the flip flop.
Yeah, that's right, the wooden spoon. But it's just, I think I'm not saying that that's the only way to discipline, but the kids are disciplining their parents rather than the parents disciplining the kids. I just feel that there's a bit of lost hierarchy in the family home. So going back to bullying and how someone can turn it into a positive, I think just if you can surround yourselves both in person and if they are on the technology, that they're watching more positive, happy kind of content, educational, inspirational, rather than just, I don't know, it's so hard.
But it's also hard for them when they have no screen time. This generation just don't know what to do with that free time anymore. I remember with us, like, I'm a 90s kid. We didn't have that screen time to a certain age, I would say till 12, because I had my first phone at 12, whereas now they have it at 2.
Yeah.
So I remember we used to go out, play in the mud, climb, in the garden. Like, we had so much things to do.
Yeah.
And now if you say no to that kid for screen time, they're just going to sit there and just be like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, but it's our responsibility as parents to keep them entertained. That's what I believe. You know,
100%.
We're recently going to the Hunter Valley, and the reason why I picked the Hunter Valley is because it's green. There's
lot of
open
activities.
space. There's a lot of activities. We as parents need to be fit and active to keep up with the children. We need to say no to our phones. You know, our parents didn't grow up with phones. Even for me as a business decision, I grew my business on my phone. Like, that's how that's how people know me, through social media. But I was really conscious when I had my children that I need to put the phone down so they're not growing up with mummy holding a phone in her hand all the time, whether it's me filming them, whether it's me doing my work. And yes, I've reduced the amount of posting that I do, but I've gained so much happiness, and I want to make sure that my kids know that my phone is not a priority over them. They are my priority, and they're going to get my undivided attention. So it's just something feel I'm going to stick by, because no one has the answers right now. Like, there's no solid evidence of a 30-year generation of social media for people to come back and say, well, 30 years ago, you know, people on Instagram did this and now they're doing this and this is how it's affected our kids. Like, it just hasn't been around long enough.
I agree.
To provide enough statistics. So
it's
I'm
that
trying
time where you put your own rules.
Yes.
Depending on how it works for you and your family.
That's right. And it starts with notifications. You know, there's applications on the phone. I have all my notifications switched off. I don't allow Instagram notifications off, Facebook notifications, every notification switched off. When I have the time to sit down and then open and respond, I will do that.
So you're not allowing
I'm not allowing
social media
distractions
to control you.
Yep.
You are controlling social media.
Yeah, like I don't want to allow any distractions, because it's that notification that
it's like a never-ending loop.
Yeah.
You just start with one, and then it just hour later you're just looking at your phone and you're like,
pretty much. Yep.
An hour passed and I'm on my phone and I didn't even realize, going from an application to another, a post to another, a message to another. So it's
like a rabbit hole.
Unconsciously it takes time out of your day. Even with, like, I think there's that application on, like, in iPhones where it shows you the amount of hours you spend per day on your phone.
Yep.
And sometimes I don't know how I signed up. I didn't sign up for it, but it just keeps on popping up. And when I see 8 hours, I'm like, 8 hours? I did not expect that. So I can imagine somebody who is the biggest, like, most of their work is on social media. I can imagine how time consuming it can be if you actually allow it to control you and just send you those notifications that you have to answer. And it's draining.
It is so draining. I mean, it shaped my business. It shaped my career.
I want to go back to that one.
Okay.
Like your presence in social media. You have over 2 million followers
accumulated
across Facebook, Instagram. That's a huge following. But back then, when you first started, there was no such thing as Instagram, no reels, viral trends. But my question is, how were you able to showcase your work and gain trust without having that privilege of showcasing it on social media because it wasn't there?
I had a business from home for 10 years before opening up my studio in Bass Hill. And for 5 of those 10 years, social media was around. So prior to that, it was coming from a Lebanese family. I have lots of aunties, I have lots of cousins, and it started there. So I'll be forever grateful for my family and coming from a big family because they allowed me to grow based on their network. Yeah. And they were able to talk about their friends. Oh, go and see my niece. She does makeup. She does eyebrows. She does facials. It was all word of mouth. And then what I had given them as an experience made them want to come back. So I'll forever be grateful to all my family, my cousins, because if it wasn't for them, I didn't have a client base to start with. And then just, making people feel good, making sure that they enjoyed their treatment, making sure that it was the results that they had expected. And if they were happy, they will welcome back. Yeah, and they would refer. That's right. You
would say your first support was your family.
Yeah, for sure.
How did you start your social media journey?
So when social media first started, I think it was Facebook 2007 from memory. I was in a married relationship back then and I wasn't on social media. I didn't like the thought of people knowing where I was going, what I was doing. My sister would continuously, show me her Facebook and tell me about other people's lives and what had happened. I'm like, how do you know this? And they're like, it's on Facebook. And I'm like, what is that? I'm like, whatever, I can't be bothered. Too busy. I don't have enough time. Don't have time for this. Fast forward to 2010 when my marriage ended, I then went to social media and I started posting my work. Actually, let me backtrack a bit. My sister started my social media page, started posting my work. So
without your consent?
Without my consent. Every time a client called, I'd always ask, who referred you? Because everything was word of mouth. And they'd say, I seen your work on Facebook. And I said, oh, okay. No other questions after that. I just booked them in. But then as it started becoming... But what did you
think? Like somebody was advertising you?
No,
like
just
your work?
Maybe it was a referral through someone on Facebook.
Yeah. Or maybe somebody took a photo of themselves and just...
tagged me. Honestly, maybe. I didn't even understand the concept properly of social media. So it was just more like, okay. But then as it started to become a bit repetitive, that's when I started asking questions about social media. And I went to my sister. I'm like, hey, you said you wanted to start something for me on Facebook. And I have a few questions about it. I just want to understand, how does it work? What is this platform? So when she explained it to me and then she had a confession, she then told me that she had started my Facebook page without my consent and started posting pictures of my work on there. I lost it. I'm like, what do you mean? And I'm like, show me the page. I had no access to my own page apparently. So
you had your own social media manager back then.
Literally.
Without signing up.
I know, without
that.
even realizing. So she'd show me and the rest is history. So I'm very grateful to my sister for starting me off because I saw the implications of having social media and how it was able to grow my business. And so from 2010, I was just extremely consistent with posting. And I think that's what became, I guess, there was no other competition on there that I could, or anyone I could compete with.
It wasn't saturated.
It was, well,
enough.
that's the first thing. It wasn't saturated. I was breaking boundaries then. Like I wasn't just a natural or nude girl. I was using the red lipsticks, the pink lipsticks, the green
Middle
liners.
Eastern bald looks.
Correct. And people were attracted to it because it was different. Because back then it was just a lot of smoky eyes, nude lips, smoky eyes, nude lips. So I was like, nude eyes, pop lip, nude eyes, pop lip. So already people were like, oh, this is really different and cool. And I was just consistent with posting. So yeah, when people started to inquire and then said Facebook, I quadrupled my business within the first 12 months. So it was really very, very effective. So I guess because of that moment of a failed marriage, I put my work and energy into social media, and I grew a monstrosity of a business, and I'm forever grateful for social media for that reason. But now that I've built a trusted brand, I also feel stepping back is safe to do, and I guess touch base with it at a time that suits me, especially as a mum now, and just trying to do the best I can.
Of course.
Yeah.
You have a nice relationship with your parents. Have you ever felt the pressure to make it, to honor their, or represent your culture, or honor their sacrifices that they made?
I wouldn't say pressure from them. It was more, I wanted mum and dad to not, and not just me, my siblings as well, we wanted them not to struggle anymore, because growing up we saw dad go to work, 6 days a week, 7 days a week. He was, a sole trader, had his own business with his brother. And, life happens. Everyone's got a journey and story to tell, and, dad has his own story to tell. But because he worked so hard, we all wanted to work so hard to make sure that he didn't have to work again. So we can happily say he's retired now, but I think the drive was there. I didn't want mum and dad to struggle anymore. We didn't want to have them stressed out about the next bill that had to be paid, or the home loan, or, putting food on the table, because as parents they did more and beyond what anyone could dream of, for our upbringing.
I'm sure they're very proud of you.
They're so proud. They're proud of all of us, but at no point did they ever push us to make sure that we were successful for their benefit. They were always supportive for what we wanted and what made us happy. But they were our drive. So mum and dad, they were our drive just to make sure they were healthy and happy and didn't have to experience hardship.
That's amazing.
Grateful for that. Grateful for my parents.
Of course. There are moments in life where sometimes everything just seems heavy and uncertain. Have you ever been through a phase like that where you just feel like you hit rock bottom?
Oh, yeah, plenty of times.
How do you cope with that?
Again, the people around you. So at different moments, whenever I've hit rock bottom, I've either had, mum and dad, or my siblings, or George now, my husband. So, and a few really great friends. You just got to, have good people around you. And if you don't, you need to find a way to love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, then no one's going to love you like you'd like. You've got to really find and believe in yourself and know that I am beautiful, I am smart, I am capable, I am everything that I need to be a great mum, sister, daughter, friend. I am important to someone. I need to, I have a purpose, and that is to make sure that I can share that love with someone, and then at times that I need it, they can share it back.
It's a nice affirmation. Do you say this like every day to yourself to keep going?
Not every day, but
you're conscious about it.
Yes, absolutely. I'm conscious that I'm always telling my kids every day. And yeah, because I think I've found a place now where hitting rock bottom so many times, and rock bottom can mean anything to anyone, whether it's emotionally, mentally, financially, it's so many different things. But I know that there's always light at the tunnel. So coming out of so many rock bottoms, I know that in the moment it's so hard, but it's going to get better. So I just every night I pray to God. I'm so thankful, so grateful, and I've now taught the kids to be grateful and thankful. And it could be for the smallest things. It could be for the,
of course,
I don't know, the lolly that we gave them that day or something. Just, thank you.
I love that.
Yeah.
How important is it to have such a supportive partner?
Very important. They are going to see all the emotions that you come home with, whether it's after work or, just living in general. So, yeah, having George has been fantastic in so many ways, especially as a mum, a working mum. He's a very hands-on dad. He has a lot more flexibility, so he's able to step in so many parts of the boys' lives. So if it wasn't without him, I wouldn't be able to do what I do now.
I was just going to say, you wear so many hats. A wife, a mom, a business owner, an educator, an artist. Can you take me through a day in your life, especially when you have bridals?
Mm-hmm.
When does your day start? What time does your day start?
Well, let's talk about what's happening tomorrow. So I have a wedding. I need to be there at 4 a.m., which means I need to get up at 2:15 because I have
2:15 a.m.
Yeah, because I need about 6 alarm clocks as my snooze. So I'll get up at 2:45. I would have had all my outfits ready. So I get up, shower.
Do you have time to sleep?
Oh yeah, well, I'll come back to you tomorrow on that. Sometimes I work better on less sleep, but then I need a day or two to catch up in the week. Mm. So, or even sometimes I'll come home, nap for 2 hours and then, get going with the boys and go out for dinner and, do something like that. So weekends are exhausting. Mm. In saying that, I don't do the volume of people like I used to do for that reason that now as a mum, I want to make sure I come back and spend time with the boys. But a typical day in the life of Melissa is not typical. It's different every day. I'm like everywhere at once. I try to split my time at the academy, so I'm only there when I teach. I'm in Earlwood at the moment, say about 3 days a week. George and I share days taking the kids to school, but there's no set days. So it's never just a Monday I take him and a Friday he takes them. He does most of it. But yeah, it's just, I have no routine. Having opened Earlwood now for the last 6 months has given me a little bit more flexibility, which has been really nice. And credits to my team that work with me. I have such a great team of women, both from mums to, girls that aren't mums, and just the team dynamic together. And we all share the same values. So they come to work with their best foot forward and deliver, great customer service, which is, what we strive for. So without them, I wouldn't be able to wear all the hats. I've got, the right people in the right place. And yeah, for that, I'm grateful as well.
What's the hardest part about running a brand that carries your name?
The hardest part is when something goes wrong and it may have been out of my control, but I get the blame. That's honestly the hardest part, because if you're trying to communicate with the client and trying to solve a problem that could have been avoided, sometimes the client has such huge expectations of you, and no matter how hard you try to win this client over, it just sometimes you just can't please
Out of
everybody.
hand.
Yeah. And that's the hardest part, that you could get one Google review that reflects your business or, from an experience, but it has nothing to do with me personally. So just detaching from me as a person to me as a brand is hard.
Do you ever feel the pressure of people wanting only Melissa?
I used to. Now we've passed that point. So if they want me, they ask the question like 3 times, are you sure it's Melissa? Do I have Melissa booked in? Because we do have great representatives, great makeup artists, great, skin and dermal therapists now. So they walk in not expecting to have me, but if they do get me, they're just like, oh my God, I didn't expect to see you. So yeah, I think we're past that point. They will make it clear if they want me and if they're not fussed.
Because I feel like this industry makes you be a one-man show or a one-woman show. Like you have to have hands-on in everything, and it's just so much pressure to always deliver.
Yep.
So I can imagine, especially with everything going on, you have to always be everywhere at the same time.
Yes. The one thing that doesn't matter how much I grow, the one thing that the team will always have access to is me directly. And I think that's one way if, a client wants to reach me, I always, even if it's like, say, a simple DM on Instagram, I refer them back to the right person. So whether it's the admin team, whether it's a skin therapist, and then they pick it up from there. If there are any issues, literally my phone is on 24/7 and anyone from the team can contact me anytime. Doesn't matter from which store, doesn't matter on what job, I'm accessible to them.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Makeup is so powerful, but sometimes it can be a mask.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think people today struggle to feel comfortable and beautiful in their own skin?
Yeah, I think they do, and I think it will always be the case. I actually think it's getting harder because there's a lot of content online that's not real, and you can edit anything these days. So I am seeing more and more that people aren't able to be themselves because they feel like they don't fit in, they're not good enough, they're not pretty enough, they don't have the perfect nose, they don't have the perfect eyes, hair, whatever it is. And so why I feel this is because if I have seen someone's profile online but then I meet them in person, I'm like, this is not the same person. And it's a bit disappointing, but I kind of feel sad for them. Not just disappointing from a work perspective because it's like I didn't get what I paid for. It's more so I want to help them. I want to tell them that they're beautiful. I want them to feel beautiful. So it's not that I want to come from a judging point of view. It's just that it's a shame that people can't embrace their natural beauty because I see that when I meet people. And sometimes you could see someone that is so, just you can't, there's just some people you can't stop looking at.
Yeah.
But then when you get to meet them and you realize the insecurities they have in them, I'm like, oh my God, how do I shake this out of them? How do I just tell them you're enough, you're beautiful, don't let society tell you otherwise.
I think beauty industry that's being implied on especially young girls right now.
It's everything. It's the influencer industry and having a perfect outfit, perfect face, perfect hair, perfect skin. I just feel that it's destroying the confidence of so many, not just young women, guys as well.
I agree.
Yeah.
Just going back to bullying a bit, I don't know if you would call it bullying, but it is something it's not a nice experience, but I think every successful person goes through it where bullying is not just for kids. It happens at an older age.
Yeah.
Especially if you're successful. I don't think everyone will be happy to clap for you. There's always going to be somebody who's, have their own opinion, doesn't like what you're doing.
Yeah.
For some reason. What would you say to that?
I've experienced it and it's really hard, especially in the moment, it's so hard. And the only thing I can share with you is how I dealt with it, and it was to stay offline. stay offline for a little bit. Because what bullies do is they're entertained for a very short time, then they look for the next person to bully. So I needed time just to be, and that's when I learnt to turn off all notifications from that moment, turned off all notifications, stayed offline till I was ready, not because social media told me I needed to post 5 times a week. When I'm ready, I will go back on. And that's when I stopped oversharing too much, because I realised that there's a beauty in keeping a lot to myself and only sharing snippets of my life and snippets of the business. And it was important that the brand that I had worked so hard to grow and the clients that we have are nurtured in our seat, and then that's what makes them keep coming back. They don't wait for your next post. They've already had a good experience, and so they just want to come back. So, yeah, bullying happens at all ages, at all stages of life. And when it's online, the best thing to do is just stay offline for a little bit, do some, however you want to look at it, soul searching, or, take some time off to, go on a holiday, or at that point in time that I'm personally talking about, I hadn't fallen pregnant yet. We just bought our home. So I had a good distraction to kind of keep me off, social media, but then work towards something that kind of brought me happiness. And it was a great distraction at the time. So
you took that positive turn.
Yes, always. I always try to look for the positive, because I know it's going to get better. It's just in that moment, it's so hard to see that. But if you can just keep telling yourself there's light at the end of the tunnel, it might come quicker than expected, or it might take a lot longer.
I agree.
So it's a bit of the bullying process, it's a bit of a grieving process. I kind of relate it to that in a little bit, because you feel like a part of you dies and you've got to find that spark again to get back on track and, just keep smiling and move forward and work towards your next goal.
What's one advice you'd give to any entrepreneur?
Hire the right people.
I agree.
Hire slow, fire fast. I've heard that. It's, a very common line, and I resonate with that now. I used to hire fast and then, train and then fire fast, and that's so exhausting. So take your time, make sure it's the right person and that they fit the culture of your business, and not just put someone there because you've got to fill a void.
They sometimes call you the Huda Beauty of Australia.
Oh, that's nice.
You have a brand, you're an artist, you set a certain beauty standard. How do you feel about that? And do you have any plans to take Melissa Sassine globally?
I won't say no to that. My goals in my business has changed over the years, and I'm really excited with this new venture that we've entered, Melissa Sassine Skin Face Body, because it kind of encompasses a bit of everything, just, from a holistic approach. So I'm grateful for people referring to me as Huda, because I absolutely love her, especially as a Middle Eastern woman with a very strong presence online, with her own makeup brand, standing up for human rights, not being afraid to speak up. She is a powerhouse, and she, you see her online, but her products are accessible worldwide. So, of course, Melissa Sassine, I would love to grow this brand so that people, even if they can't have me as a person, a product, where if they use it, they would feel however they perceive me as a brand, from nurturing, loving, caring, feel beautiful in your own skin, all the words that describe Melissa Sassine as a brand. So, yeah, thank you for that compliment. I'll take that.
One of my favorite things on your Instagram is watching those raw reactions from the brides.
Yep.
When you...
The reveal, the makeup reveal.
The reveal.
Yep.
What do you feel? Like, what's the feeling that you get when you see their first impression? I mean, I know they don't do any trials. They don't give you any specific instructions on what they want. It's just that complete trust in you on their big
Yeah.
day, that once in a lifetime event that they have. Is it a proud moment when looking at the reaction and just know you made them feel incredibly beautiful?
Absolutely. It makes me really, really happy. And because there's a lot of reaction videos online now, I just really want them to tell me the truth and not just because it's going to go online. So I've now started to record them and say, okay, honestly, how do you like your makeup? And they'll be like, no, I mean it. It's amazing. So I do get, the anticipation watching and waiting for their reaction. I am that girl that has their fingers and toes crossed hoping she'd like it, because I know I'm confident in my work, but it's just, is it how they vision that very one special look for their, wedding day? So yeah, when they feel amazing, and once I've showed them the reveal and I see them go off and genuinely be smiling and happy and, excited for their day, I'm like, okay, my job is done. Like, this is good. Like, makeup artists and hairstylists set the tone for someone's wedding day. If you don't show up on time and if you don't deliver, it's really going to show on the face of the bride. It's going to put her in this really awkward mood that you just can't change. Like, if she doesn't like the way she looks, it's done. Like, that's it.
Of course. Yeah.
So, it's very special. I love it. Tomorrow's bride, I have had a trial for her pre-wedding shoot, and I can't wait to do a reveal tomorrow, even though she has had her makeup done once with me.
It's still special.
It's still very special, yep.
I have a segment that's called Fire Questions.
Okay.
So these are quick and fun questions.
Oh, okay, let me have some water.
Are you ready? Cheers.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do this.
I always see these, like, when the Jenners do them online.
But that's a fun version. So
Okay, all right.
nothing that's going to put you in a fire seat.
Okay.
Yeah. What's your favorite Lebanese dish?
Oh, there's a lot. That's the hardest question of
The
all.
best.
I'm going to say kibinaye and tabbouleh together.
What's an Arabic sentence you like or say a lot?
Oh my God, these are supposed to be quick fire questions.
Yeah. Something that you just say a lot, or a quote that you love.
Khalile, because I'm always saying that to my kids. Khalile.
I love that. What's the most Lebanese thing about you?
The most Lebanese thing, family. Like, love family time, family occasions. Is that a good answer?
What's your favorite Arabic song?
I love.
Don't worry, you can say it.
Musicians, I love Nancy and Alyssa. When it comes to songs, I think Ajmal Ahses. Is that by Alyssa?
Melissa.
Yes, that's probably one that, it's an oldie but a goodie.
What's the first thing you'd love to do when you visit Lebanon?
See my grandparents.
A Lebanese icon you'd love to do makeup on one day?
Well, you've got Nancy, Alyssa, and also Nadine in El Heibe, because I watched that recently and I'm like, she's gorgeous.
Nadine and Jam.
Yeah, that's her.
I was going to ask you, what's one Lebanese show you love watching? I'm guessing it's the El Heibe.
Well, my sister just got me onto the program that, shows all the Turkish and Lebanese shows.
Shahid.
So she told me, Shahid. She told me to watch El Heibe to start with, because that's just really what I guess everyone has seen. So I know I'm 5 years late, but I watched that, loved it. And now I'm onto the Turkish one called Layla. So loving that as well.
What's one product you can't live without?
Moisturizer, lip balm. I could keep going.
What's a beauty myth that you wish people would stop believing?
That you need setting spray to have your makeup last long.
Do we not?
You don't need it. If you're setting your skin with, the right products and you're applying it correctly, setting spray isn't going to hold it together. I think it's something you can also live without.
What's your hidden talent?
My hidden talent? People that have known me for a long time would probably say that I can sing.
Can we
But
hear something?
No. It's been a long time.
أجمل إحساس from Melissa.
Oh, no, don't put me in that spot because I'm not good with my
Please.
Lebanese songs.
Just like a short one. Like a small, like a tiny version of it.
I wouldn't say good at Lebanese singing. That's hard. That's a hard
Just
skill.
like a small one. Can you try?
I would, but I don't know the words properly. I just know the melody. I just know the word Ajmal Ahsas. What's after that?
Okay, so if not Arabic, English, like a quick one.
Okay, this is a really old song by Brandy, and the only reason why I'm singing it is because it reminds me back when I thought I wanted to do singing as a career, and it's called, this is so embarrassing. I don't know if you're going to use this. Please don't if it's bad. But it was called I Want to Be Down because I was obsessed with her music, and it just goes, I want to be down with what you're going through. That's it. I'm leaving it there.
Wow.
I'm not singing anymore.
That's so impressive. That's
believe
like
you just
one
put
of
me
the
on the
coolest
spot.
hidden talent. That shouldn't be hidden. Amazing.
Yeah, it's a hidden talent, I guess, and I practice in the shower
Lovely.
where all
Love
the
that.
acoustics make anyone sound great.
Last question.
Yep.
Who's your favorite Lebanese makeup artist?
I followed Bassam Fatouh for a very long
Of course,
time.
the king of bridal.
So I can't go past him because ever since I was growing up, even I think before I studied makeup, his name was like the household name for a Lebanese makeup artist. So definitely
you
him.
can always see the elegance in his looks.
And I just feel like him as a person, he just seems so
He is
warm and
lovely.
gentle and humble.
He is.
Yeah.
I can confirm.
Yeah, I know. I didn't realize you did work with him too.
Yeah,
That's
he's such
so amazing.
Beautiful soul.
Yes. So
That's the end of our fire questions. I'm just going to go back to our conversation. You're a mom of beautiful young twin boys,
Yep.
Dean and Justin.
thank you. My D&J necklace here. That's my little
Oh,
lucky
I love
charms.
it. How did motherhood change you?
Motherhood changed me in so many ways. I've always wanted to be a mum, and it made me realize that health needs to come first, like not just their health, our health, because I then started feeling like I need to be strong, I need to be healthy, I want to be around for my children, I want to make sure that they have that love and the lifestyle that our family gave us, and that I'm able to be in their lives for as long as I possibly can. So it changed me in myself and making sure that I prioritize myself first so then I can have that strength and that time that they need from us as parents, both George and I. It changed me in they are my proudest achievement. So work was taking over my life, but now they take over my life for the right reasons, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
Going back on health, I do agree. I heard somebody saying, you know how parents say, I would die for you,
Mm-hmm.
but I think kids and children would love to hear, I live for you.
Yeah.
I would live healthy for you. I would live taking care of myself to be able to take care of you as long as possible for you. I just love this saying because sometimes you think death is the greatest effort somebody can do for somebody else, but it's actually living for somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody just taking the value of life and just knowing how to actually taking care of it for that person that you love, because that's what they want from you.
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
want you to live for them and be happy for them and to be comfortable for them and to be healthy for them. I think that's what kids want from their parents.
Yeah, I agree with you. I do tell them every day that they are the beat to my heart, literally, both of them. And, the little cute quote of them being the apple of my eyes, I say it all the time. So, yeah, I agree. Always just positive reinforcement and, I'm so proud to be your mum. I'm the luckiest person on earth. I say that all the time. Don't know if they know what it means right now, but I say it.
I'm sure they would feel it.
Yeah.
Looking back, what would you tell 13-year-old Melissa?
13-year-old Melissa. As a 13-year-old, I was really insecure about myself and body image. So I used to wear a lot of oversized clothes. So I think looking back now, I would just say you're beautiful, embrace the changes, and yeah, you're loved, you're accepted, and, don't try and, I guess, do things that for attention, just to feel accepted. Just be you.
I like that. Melissa, you're from Zahle.
Yes, loud and proud.
And Zahle is one of the most beautiful cities in Lebanon. It has given Lebanon one of the greatest poets, artists, voices. Coming from a city that is so rich in art and heart, how does that make you feel?
So proud. I'm so proud of where both my parents come from. And every time someone asks me that question, what part of Lebanon you're from, like I can't wait for them to ask me because I'm like, Zahle. So really, really proud. And I want my kids one day to visit Zahle and just know where their Lebanese roots come from.
My last question for you.
Yep.
If Lebanon was sitting here with us today,
Yep.
what would you tell her?
Oh my God. You're going to make me cry. What would I tell her? I wish you were closer so we could visit more often. There's been so many milestones in our life where we haven't been able to have our family. So, and it's the distance and the time and just, I wish Lebanon was physically closer, but it's in our hearts forever.
It's always in the heart.
Yeah.
And you feel like no matter how far you are, you're closer than ever.
Yep.
Emotion-wise.
Yep.
Through your soul, through your mindset. It's unexplainable.
Yep. Really, really, truly is. So, I'm proud to be both Australian and Lebanese. And I'm really excited to share my culture and Georgia's culture to our children because, they're half Lebanese, half Greek. And I want them to know, the culture, both cultures, both traditions, both families, both countries. So can't wait to explore that with them.
I just want to say that your Lebanese roots really shine through the work that you do. And we're very, very proud of that.
Thank you. That's so nice. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Before we wrap, I just want to say, I want to ask actually, how did this conversation feel for you?
This was beautiful. I hope I didn't go too off topic because I can tend to talk a lot.
You did amazing.
Thank you. But I feel good. Hopefully, whoever watches this can feel inspired, even if it's just from a couple of words that I've said. I hope it's positive, to whoever listens to it. And just doing this podcast with you made me feel not only proud as a Lebanese Australian, but just proud to see, you coming up and just starting this for your country and for your background and, wanting to help people as well. So
thank you so much.
It's, a real pleasure. And I know you have lots of great dreams and aspirations, and I can't wait to watch you achieve those as well. So
thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you for trusting me with your story and for being here today.
Of course. Thank you so much, Gaelle.